look at the question, bring up the answer. You can use your chat box to share your answers. Would expect everyone to answer back. Let's see what's your answer. Don't worry if it's a right or wrong answer. Give it a try. All right, answers started coming up. Uh-huh. Okay, a few more seconds. Let everyone answer the question. Okay, then let's get inside. I'm getting different alphabets here. I have alphabet, wow, B, D, and A. Ooh, all three are coming up. Huh? Okay, let's see how people on YouTube are responding. YouTube, what's happening in YouTube? Meantime, people who read the question, since I have three different answers, and I have to check with the people. Probably I'll start with Ritu. Ritu, why you thought D is a good answer? What made you to drive towards D?
Basically, the product owner is trying to determine the urgency of the problem. So first, we need to find out how many people are affected. Then we can go further to research other available things in the market.
Okay. So start from here. Find out how many people are affected. How many people are affected? So when you say how many people are affected, what sentence in the question make you to think like that? Is there any specific sentence you're interested in the question?
So
An agile
actually,
team is deployed.
they were working with the different contractors, government. So many peoples were involved in that. You can say
Mm-hmm.
stakeholders. So we need to find out that first. But
Okay.
affect means we cannot take it like in without numbers. So at least there should be a number.
No, there should be
Then we
number.
can
Okay.
plan accordingly.
Okay. Some details should be there before you start something. That's your
Yes,
message. Okay.
what I understood.
Okay, I respect your answer. Okay, that's with the D part.
Okay.
Then Kapila, you went with the A. Why you thought A is a good answer?
Because when we read the last line, it is how can the team help the product owner? So here the product owner is trying to determine the urgency of the problem. Okay, and we have that the stakeholders are also trying to find out the technology to solve the problem. So I feel when the team does the research to the market and makes the list of available technologies, that answers the problem statement.
Okay. Okay. See the answers for A also. By the way, who is targeted this question? Who have to work on it?
The team. How can the team help the product owner?
Team have to help the product owner. Very good. Very good. Nice. So I got a different views of B and A. Let's listen to B also. Anup. Anup, you have some answer for B. Why you thought B is a good answer? Why B looks a good answer for you? Okay.
So, as per my understanding, Shri, like the product owner is trying to determine the urgency of the problem. So, based on like how many are affected, like how many stakeholders, so that like the urgency of the problem can be determined.
How many or how much?
How much? Yes. Yeah.
How much? So, if you remember a few minutes back, Ritu was pointing one answer. We should know how many are affected. There is something called how many are affected. Now we are talking about how much they are affected. Is there any difference between how many and how much?
Yes.
Yes, Shri, because how much
It
is
is
basically
number and levels.
Aha.
Maybe severe.
Oh, high, medium, low, something is happening here. Is it so?
Yes.
Now, which will help to determine the urgency? Is it a number or it is a level? General question, everyone. Okay, no one has chosen C. You guys don't want C, right? Determine the cost of few solution. That doesn't work at all. I'm going to move the C out. Okay, so C is gone. So there is a competition only between A, B, and D. I have to ask more because I see different answers here. Because not one alphabet is dominating. Every alphabet has some value. A is having a B is value, D value. At least B and D, I can see a difference. One says how many people. I want the count of people. One says how much they impacted. Is it severe or moderate, high, kind of two things. A says research a market and make a list of available technologies. Now, we're expecting this team to do a research over the market and come with a list of available technologies. How this will help us to find the urgency? If anyone think for the A, do you think it will help us to find the urgency?
no, Shri.
Are
Because
you think?
sorry. One key here is like the product owner is trying to determine the urgency of the problem. So the problem here is not identifying the right technology. The problem here is the contaminated water supply.
So
So
there you go. You got it.
yeah.
You got the intensity of the problem. Is it the intensity of the problem?
Yes.
Thankfully, man. I was waiting for this. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, as we eliminated C, so the remaining three options, why I went with B, because so the A is basically a market study. As you explained in our classes, generally the market study is done by the product owners. The team is not mostly involved in the product study. So that's why I felt A is not the right option. And B and D looks close for me. And why I went with B is basically, as someone rightly pointed out, the severity of the problem. Yes, there might be many people affected by this contaminated water supply, but we need to address people who are having like a severe infection, like fever or something, a more critical infection than the lot of people who are not affected that much. So I went with the B. Shri.
Okay. Now I hear your point. That's a very nice point. You say that contaminated water is the severity of the problem, or that's the intensity of the problem. So
Right.
usually when you read a question, we see what is the intensity of the problem. Is this going to have a heavy impact on it? And we also see who is being targeted. So we clearly see that the team is being targeted, and rightly pointed out, team may not need to go to market research. Okay, this is fine. Now, given a chance to everyone here to re-vote, if you, after reading all this question, after analysis, if you're given a chance to re-vote, what is your vote? Can you try again with your alphabet? Let's see which one is winning here. A, B, D. A, B, D. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. One more chance. Huh? Let's see. Go ahead. I'm seeing a B slowly dominating. D is also coming up. I'm checking your chat message. D. Oh man, D and B competing again. God's sake. Okay, B is dominating so far. I have more B than D. Okay. Ritu, I see you holding with the D. So how do you want to hold with the D? What makes you to hold now?
So, Shri, actually, I am from operations and financial transactions. So,
Okay.
whenever the situations came, so first we were taking the count how many people are affected because the number will affect our future transactions. So that's why I calculated the D answer. But yes, I agree with B also because sometimes it is not number. Maybe it is some technical faults, and then we need to identify how much they are affected.
Okay, yeah. I like the way you're holding with the answer. But in stakeholder management, even though it's agile project, in stakeholder management, one thing we learned, there is something called power interest grid. High power, high interest, if you remember it. Yeah, something is for high power, high interest. Or we look for someone who is pretty dominant in the sense of urgency, legitimacy in a salience model. The message here is when I want to find the urgency of a particular problem, right? Definitely number counts. I'm not denying that. But thankfully, in the question itself, they mentioned we are working with the government, contractors, and local residents. Already you have a rough idea who we're going to work with. Definitely, you can categorize it. You can tell under government, 45 people are there. Under contractors, I have 7 vendors. Local residents, maybe 1,500 people. So you can put a number. But the message here is to find the urgency. Can I hold only with a number? So there comes the tough part now. Even though number is nice, but number alone will not help you to conclude something, isn't it? So then you have to go to the place after getting a number. I would put like this, after getting a number, you will also work with the high power, high interest people or a high power, low interest people, which is called as stakeholders. I'm going to work with the stakeholders to find how much they are impacted, right? That's where the answer goes to B here. The customer in this project are the local stakeholders, and the team is responsible for finding out their needs and desired outcome. The cost available technologies and number of people affected will determine the course of action, but the required sense of urgency can only be by asking those affected. You have to go and talk to them, get the input. What kind of stakeholders I will go and talk? In our management, we learned, as I was pointing, there is a quadrant we maintain, 2D, 3D, high power, high interest, or high power, interest, attitude, power, urgency, legitimacy. With this, I'll find what these guys are, and I will spend time with them. If you see this question, it's a pure hybrid question. They are using the stakeholder model, what we follow in a plan-driven approach. They're also bringing the agile mindset of keeping customer as important. Also, team is involving. If a regular project management, I will not put a team there. I will invite somebody called SME. The subject matter expert has to go and do this, solve the problem. Or somebody, a business analyst will solve the problem. But here, your team is empowered. It's a kind of agile plus some thought process from the traditional model. Both are coming inside. Oh man, crazy question, isn't it? Was it an interesting question? Woo. Okay. So what's the learning here? What's the learning here? Any word you picked up from this in this question? Anything interesting you catched up? Something?
Workable solution.
If I'm here, workable solution, nice to know. Right? I'll be more interested on the first sentence, contaminated water supply. Do you think it's a big problem?
Yes.
Which is to be addressed with urgency? You see that problem? And you will also see that local residents are directly impacted. Is it a major problem? You think so?
Yes.
Yeah, there it comes, right? If even one person is impacted, it's very important. I would go by that, isn't it? If it is a contaminated water in a local resident, even one house or one family is impacted, I'll be worried. I'll be more interested. How can I give attention to them? I'll be more interested in how can I focus them. So even though count matters, in this kind of situation, more than a count, the urgency and the problem, I'll be more interested to watch out. Imagine there is one family living in a forest area and there is a contaminated water. Can I leave it? Okay, it's one family. No, every life matters, right? You cannot say that because you're in a position to give a workable solution for them. So I would see the sensitivity of the problem. So even though count matters, beyond count, I will see what is the problem actually. That's more important. What a question, man. Good job. Appreciate it.